Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I welcome Mr. Mohamed Ibrahim, Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim, for the webinar on job opportunities in cybersecurities. And I welcome all the participants as well. Before moving ahead with our webinar, let me just give you a brief introduction about AMP. AMP stands for Association of Muslim Professionals. And we are an NGO working in the field of education, employment, and economic empowerment since the past 13 years. MP has a vision to positively impact lives of 10 million people by 2030. And in a broader way, if we talk about our mission is to empower the underprivileged for the greater benefit of society. And the model which we are following is the advancement in education, employment, and a progressive society. We are doing this with the help of some of our flagship programs. Let me just brief you about the flagship program of ours, and you can go ahead with the various figures that are being shown on your screen. The first flagship program of ours is School Development Program, wherein we adopt the schools and try to enhance them, try to provide them the necessary facilities if they lack, if the skills they lack, if the training of the teachers they require. We do all this for a school by adopting it. Till now, we have conducted many skill development lectures in the schools, wherein we have connected almost more than 800 schools, wherein about 281,000 plus students have been benefited. Not only this, we have distributed career distribution charts wherein the students can have a way like how to go about their career in the future. And also for this, teachers have been trained. Teachers, students, and parents are the three variants on which we work. So we have conducted parenting workshops as well. Another flagship program of ours is Employment Assistance Cell, which has been running since the past 20 years and doing a wonderful job by providing job fairs on a larger scale and job drives on a smaller scale. Apart from this, we have come up with a portal called empowerjobs.com, which is a platform that brings the job seekers and the employers on a single platform, which is free of cost to the employers as well as the candidates. More than 21,000 candidates have been employed till date, and we have conducted around, this is an old figure, around 500 job fairs and job drives. Again, in order to enhance the employability of these students, not only conducting the job drives is sufficient, but to equip them with the necessity skills that are required, we are conducting employability training programs regularly, offline in the colleges and online via our webinars and special series. More than 17,000 degree students, engineering students have been benefited with this. We have another program of ours called Scholarship and Self-Employment. Again, we do scholarship programs for the higher education, for orphan education, and for this also we have done a technologically driven website called indiazakat.com, which is a crowdfunding platform of its kind, wherein we raise causes for education, for medical aid, for livelihood programs, and for orphan education. And there are special categories as well. So till date, more than 1,000 higher education scholarships and more than 1,000 again orphan education scholarships have been granted to the students, and 425 plus families have been provided the livelihood assistance. Then there is AMP Resource Center, where we are building career counselors. We are counseling the students. Again, for this, we have launched a platform called the indiamentors.com. It is just like a platform wherein a mentee is handheld by a mentor, right from choosing the career option to moving ahead with the career, getting the job, doing the courses and all. For this also, we have done career chart distributions and other activities which are necessary for the enhancement of the career of students. Then awards and partnerships, 380 plus renowned educationalists have been connected and awarded. Every year we present educational award to the people who are doing exceptionally well in the field of education. 50 plus partners for skill training and job fairs. For skill training, not only the local organization, but we are tying up with the government organization and the companies so as to have the employability training programs and the job after the skill training programs. And we are also connecting NGOs. Again, this is an old figure. More than 500 plus NGOs have been connected with us so that we can reach at the grassroots level and the people can be benefited from this program of us. So I've already spoken about indiazakat.com, the indiamantors.com, and Empower Jobs. Let me just tell you a brief about our on-ground presence. Currently, AMP has more than 140 plus active chapters, which are spread across 26 states and 16 countries, with 6,000 plus active members. And the online presence with the social media platforms is amazing. It's more than 125,000 plus. You can always join AMP if you're seeking any help or if you want to contribute to the society. To join AMP, you can just visit www.ampindia.org and you have the information on your screen. You can write to us, you can call to us anytime. We are there to help you to make the society a better place for everyone. So with this, I hand it over to Khalil Bhai to further introduce our honorable guest and go ahead with the webinar. Over to you, Khalil Bhai.
Jazakallah khair. And thank you, Kashif Bhai, for the qiraat. Let me also welcome all the participants here. Today we have with us Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim, who is a senior cybersecurity consultant with over 20 years of experience in the field of networking, firewall, cybersecurity, virtualization, and cloud. He has been consulting for various international customers in multiple sectors. He has implemented several networking and cybersecurity solutions for the customers across the Middle East and specifically the Kuwait region for more than 15 years. For more than a decade now, he has been coaching students across the globe from basic to expert level in networking, cybersecurity, software-defined networking, virtualization, and cloud fabric. He has some of the leading IT industry certifications. He has also helped students achieve their career and certification goals. He has worked across multiple cybersecurity vendors and with major customers in several sectors. He has traveled widely to participate in several international conferences and trainings. And today he is here with us to share his thoughts and his knowledge about cybersecurity. Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim, sir, we welcome you. Please take over and share your thoughts.
First of all, thank the AMP, Association of Muslim Professionals, to give me an opportunity to present an important topic about cybersecurity. I'm indeed very pleased to know that AMP has reached more than 140 plus chapters, active chapters across India in 26 states and also in 16 countries and more than 6,000 plus members. I'm part of AMP Kuwait and I was there, and I'm very happy and proud to be part of a team which is really empowering the Ummah for the benefit of the entire humanity. So let me just get into my presentation. So today's topic is about job opportunities in cybersecurity and also how to prepare yourself if you want to get into cybersecurity. And I'm Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim. I'm a senior cybersecurity consultant, co-founder of IT Learning Academy Malaysia. I'm also founding mentor of cybersecuritymentor.com. Today, we will be talking about some of the main subject which is related to cybersecurity. The agenda will be to give you a brief about importance of cybersecurity, especially when we are in the pandemic situation. and also how anyone can start their cybersecurity as a career, what is the roadmap, and how cybersecurity is helping the industry 4.0 as an enabler. That's also we'll be talking about. And then different cybersecurity career options, which is available for anyone if they want to get into cybersecurity. And also, other than cybersecurity technical skills, what as an industry they are looking at a person, if you want to get into cybersecurity, what are the other skills required? And then on what basis companies are hiring cybersecurity professionals. This is what it's going to be in nutshell in today's presentation. Let us begin the first one. The importance of cybersecurity, as we all know that due to pandemic, due to COVID-19, it has changed our life dramatically. In just a single month, the world has become far more digitally connected and also at the same time vulnerable than ever. Businesses are relying on digital services to maintain the important services to the people. Start from medical services, food services, even the education services, is everything is based on e-learning platforms or e-commerce, or everything is depending upon the digital services. So when the companies are getting into digital transformation, they forget the core element, which is the security transformation. If they do not have this together, digital transformation and security transformation together, then the impact is what we can see from the statistics. The pandemic has ushered a new era of cybersecurity. IT security professionals who rise their game and protect their companies, people, technology, data from new or heightened risk of more sophisticated cyber criminals will be crucial players in the economical turnaround. So we know that now cybersecurity professionals, they work like the medical professionals. While the medical professionals are battling in the hospitals and the front line, the cybersecurity professionals are working behind along with IT professionals to make sure that digital infrastructure is secure and safe so that all these players can play their role. They can benefit from these services. So we know that importance of cybersecurity, especially because we are going through a different world now. So what happens when United States declared its first COVID case and in 30th January, I'm talking about 2020, there's almost 48% cyber attacks. It has increased 48%. Then when they had declared a public emergency, the cyber attack went up to 64%. Now when it spreads to other countries in Europe and everybody starts saying about lockdown, that attack went up again 28%. And when the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 as a pandemic, the cyber attack again went up to 22%. So it's happened within less than 3 months. We saw a surge of attack happening in cyber space. India was not spared. India became favorite destination for cyber criminals amid COVID-19. When we had a statistic from one of the leading cyber security provider like Kaspersky, they have a telemetry system which can monitor how and where the entire world attack is happening across the globe. They found that some of the major, from their statistics, they found that the total number of brute force attack against remote desktop, that is something people get into remote work culture, people are working from home. So what they have done, then they started attacking in the remote desktop using brute force attack. It has jumped from 93 million worldwide in February 2022 to 277 million in March 2020. It's almost like within a month, they saw that 197% increase. It happened in India. We're talking about from the statistics. So not only that, India became, also they had a problem, India went from 1.3 million in February 2020 to 3.3 million in March 2020. And also from April, it has started increasing. So in July 2020, India has recorded its highest number of attacks as 4.5 million. So that's something which is really alarming. It's not, we think that cybersecurity is somebody who's doing behind, and we don't have to worry when people are getting into, pandemic situation. No, the cyber attacks has increased tremendously during this pandemic. That means the cybersecurity professionals, cybersecurity experts, they have to play their role like, frontline workers like anyone else. So recent data breach, I'm talking about a recent report, when we started using like Big Basket. I'm sure many of you have used Big Basket to order your home grocery. Is it not? Because you want to make sure that your food is delivered to a home. Sometimes we need to keep like a queue. If you order now, maybe it will be delivered after a month. But how many of you know that this Big Basket, they had a data breach, and your personal information, address, PIN, IP address, etc., it was on dark web, it was on sale for $40,000. So when we start using the core infrastructure, any application, any services, any mobile app you start using, if there is an increasing trend, and the cyber criminals and hackers, they eye on that. That's something which is alarming, is it not? Even the same thing with Airtel or MobiKwik, which is for your customer info. Even UN Academy, where it's used for online learning, username, password, and email, it was available. Almost 22 million users have been, the information has been leaked. And Just Pay is like your credit card and your card data, fingerprint data was on sale for $5,000 Bitcoins. How many users? 35 million users data was available. So it shows that when you're connected, you may be putting your data in bank, in a hospital, in e-learning education, in e-learning industry, even an e-commerce site. You may think that it is secured. At the end of the day, they are secure. But if the hackers can get into it and steal their data, then if they can do with Airtel and Big Basket and UN Academy, even the banks for that information, for your information. So nothing is secured when you are digitally connected. That's something which is we as cybersecurity professionals we are worried about, and we try to educate how you have to make your digital online presence to be safe. We give a lot of tips and tricks. We tell a lot of the tools, but at the end of the day, the simple social engineering, simple communication method, if the hacker can use, they can take all your data. So the COVID-19 is dramatically changing cybersecurity, right? The pandemic has created a lot of challenges, not only for our individual life, but also the business worldwide. So business continuity has become a mandate. Whether you work from office, you work from home, whether you are going to work on the drive, doesn't matter. We need to make sure the business continuity is available. So after COVID-19, we hope and we pray that this pandemic ends soon. But what is expected after that? Most of the organizations now, as we know, that they are moving into a new operating model. Company, they need to reset their security system to ensure there is no outliers. Maybe somebody has come and put a worm or malware or Trojan horse. So we need to get into that. We need to completely reset the entire security system. Maybe you are using a old firewall, you need to get into next generation firewall. Maybe you don't have advanced threat protection, you need to get into it. So new cyber risks that appear during the pandemic must be understood clearly, so that you are prepared when you are resuming your operation in a post-COVID-19 situation. So advanced technology like AI, in cybersecurity has to be deployed. Data analytics, big data has to be incorporated in this threat intelligence workforce. Something which is going to be dramatically changed using advanced technology to battle the cyber attack. That's something which is required. Human can no more handle such kind of huge data flowing across the web. So you need intelligence like cyber artificial intelligence, big data, data analytics. All of them are going to help us to create something which is going to help and battle this cyber attack. Okay, let me come to another important subject. Is about the entire world is transition. There is a transformation happening from industry 1, 2, 3. Now we are getting into industry 4. When we are getting into industry 4, I want to emphasize a point that cybersecurity as an enabler. So yes, the industries are going to be connected with, for example, with IoT, cloud, or even robotics, which we are all seeing very, in general, in all the market we are seeing, looking at it, right? There is a complete change in the way the industries work. I'm not talking about IT industry. I'm not telling about that because we know that how the IT industry is changing. I'm talking about a general industry. So how cybersecurity is helping this digital transformation, this industrial transformation. Let me touch upon that so that you know the value of cybersecurity career. Because I can just tell this is the job role available, this is the opportunity, this is a roadmap we can do. But if you don't understand where the world is heading ahead and how cybersecurity is playing a role, then you will not feel that importance. Because there is many opportunities, many different fields available. Right? So let me talk about how cybersecurity is going to act as an enabler for this industry 4.0. We talk about industry revolutions starting from 17th century, from mechanical manufacturing to 18th century mass production, and 19th century IT automation, and we are living in 21st century where cyber physical system is in use. Technologies like ML, machine learning, artificial intelligence enable automated information sharing, and even decision making is happening with industry 4.0. So this is how the industry is transforming, right? So no more we are talking about automation, just industry automation, but we are taking IT enabled, IoT, robotics is something which is happening very large. So I'm sure everybody will agree that cyber physical system has becoming a common use nowadays because of the change in the industry 4.0. Right? So let us get into the next one. What is industry 4.0? Just to touch upon that. So industry 4.0 has been defined as the name of the current trend of automation and data exchanges in manufacturing technologies. The way you manufacture your clothes, the way you manufacture your medicine, the way you manufacture your electrical appliances or electronic appliances, everything is going to change. So it's going to be a cyber physical system. The Internet of Things, cloud computing, and cognitive computing, and creating the smart factory. So the factory is no more called is a normal factory, it's called smart factory. We are talking about smart cities. Many countries have deployed smart cities. Just when you get into your street, the street light turn on when the sun goes down, sun sets. When the sun rises, the street lights goes off. So everything is automated. When you get into your home, the lights comes up. Maybe you can, your fridge, washing machine, you can do everything automated remotely. So smart cities, smart home, smart factory is something which you are talking about. So industry 4.0 is about smart factories. We use a design principle. The main thing is interoperability, virtualization. Virtualization means it has to be virtualized. Virtual copy of a physical world. Now you're talking about hospital management system. The doctor can do a remote operation, telemedicine, telemetry, right? He's sitting from US, he can do operation in Dubai, Kuwait, or India. So virtual copy of the physical world. And also technical assistance, the ability to cyber physical system to physically support humans by conducting a range of tasks, it can do that. And also decentralized decision. It doesn't have to be centralized, everything is decentralized. Something which is based on that industry 4.0. So what are technical pillars? We talked about, I told it before that cloud computing, mobile, machine to machine, 3D printing, robotics, big data analytics, Internet of Things, RFID enabled systems, and cognitive computing, augmented reality and virtual reality. We can go on talk about the technologies which is happening in industry 4.0 as a technical pillar. And one of the core element is cybersecurity. If you look at this, you will be able to understand. So it is all the industry 4.0 technological pillar. Yes, IoT is there, big data is there, cloud computing, 3D, augmented reality, robotic system. These technologies are there to create an outcome, sustainable outcome. What is the outcome they want to give? They want to make sure that the economy booms using this technology. They do process automation and safety. They do environmental protection, in terms of healthcare, carbon-free environment, and we can talk about a lot of environment protection activities with Industry 4.0 technologies. So, but what is the main element is the process integration. Human-machine collaboration is something that's very important, and also shop floor equipment integration. And if you want to do all of them, that means you are doing it something on a cyberspace, Internet of Things. So what is a core element for all of them is cybersecurity. Yes, I can talk about the principles, or design principle, but cybersecurity become a foundation, become an enabler for this transformation happen. If you want to make that transformation, cybersecurity has to play a role. If you are using IoT, the cybersecurity has to be there. Okay. If you're going to use big data, you need to have cybersecurity. So that's something which is very important for all of us to understand the importance of cybersecurity in Industry 4 for sustainable Industry 4.0 automation. That's why I told cybersecurity is becoming an enabler. It's important. It's important being driven by the global business environment, becoming increasingly they are interconnected, and also they are relying on data and digital technology. So organizations are thinking to make sure cybersecurity not just in terms of compliance or risk mitigation, no, but as an essential business function that is fully embedded in processes and systems. So even if you talk about oil and gas, there's something called SCADA. There is a SCADA security. Right? You talk about health and management, health and information management. There is a security for that, HIPAA, and there are a lot of compliance standards for health and management systems. So let us come to our main subject of today. I talked about, I touched upon the importance of cybersecurity, why we need to do, how Industry 4.0 is completely transforming the entire industry, and how cybersecurity is playing a major role in it. So let us now understand what are the different career roadmap available, how you can build your career in cybersecurity. So what the successful hiring managers are looking at. So let us come from job opportunity perspective. Instead of saying that you build this career, what they are looking at in general. So they are doing something differently. They are saying they are going to employ, there was a survey done, they said 113% more likely to recruit their own candidate. That's the situation right now. Instead of bringing from outside, if I can upskill and reskill and upskill my employees, I will tend to do that. And 58% more likely to screen their own candidates. And they are saying 433% more likely to use project during the evaluation period. If they want to make sure you are capable of handling particular job profile. They want to give you some project, some assignment. Make sure that you are well. Maybe you have all these commands before you are going to a project when you have been put in the team and when you are going to work. So global cybersecurity market, when you look at this, is how it looks. So we're talking about almost, it's growing in North America, largest market, and then the most growing market right now is Asia's fastest growing market, expected to be 2020 to 2030, which are 12.6% growth. And they said market size is 120 billion, not million, billion in 2019. That is, we are talking about a huge market, huge opportunity for all of us, right? So let's talk about India. So let me talk about something local to Indian market. So what they talk about. So the growth of cybersecurity product market in India it has grown from 1,029 million, that is 1 billion, to 1.6 billion. That's something a huge change from 2019 to 2022. That's something is expected. And also cybersecurity, security testing and incident response lead growth demand for cybersecurity services, because people are looking at, for example, I want a data security, endpoint security, identity, network security, security idea. So they're looking at that. So how much growth they are looking at that? 1.4 billion, from 9.9 billion. That's what is expected to grow. So what about a service industry like security consulting or security implementation or security testing? Because we are getting into a lot of mobile app, web, but if you don't have proper security testing, we call it as a bug bounties. And if you don't do that, your website or your e-commerce site is vulnerable for attack. They can steal the data, like what I've talked about before, like big basket or Airtel or any of the bank information. Why people have why cyber criminals were able to take that data? Because they did not do or had highest level of security. And also incident response. This is something we're talking about, 3 billion market space. And also sector which is going to grow, IT, government. It's not only IT industry, it's going to be IT, even the food industry, even the medical industry, it's going to grow in a very larger level. So it's a statistics from consultancy.in. You can go and search. That's something which is really happening in India, and we are talking about 2022, we are in 2021. That means when you start your career in cybersecurity, you are going to have a huge market demand. You will be definitely having a lot of opportunities to work on the job opportunities. So let me get into the next one, which is about the career roadmap. Yes, there is a lot of opportunities. We know that statistics is not really helping us to understand, yes, there is an opportunity. But what is the career roadmap to cybersecurity career? What should I do? So take a college or technical class. You need to have any degree, basic degree. It could be BSc Computer Science, or even you can come from any other degree. Even BBA graduates are getting into cybersecurity. BSc Mathematics. I'm talking about bachelor's or master's or even doctorate in PhD. Anything you can take. Take a college or technical class. And the second thing is we need to get into some kind of certification, read what's happening around you, or get into some kind of a coach cybersecurity mentorship, or join some online portal like Udemy, Coursera, and so many other courses are available. You can go and join and get some hands-on experience. Join some kind of a project work, or maybe some kind of internship program, and earn certification. That is very important, because when you have minimum experience and with the certification, you will be looked into the industry as something you have validated your technical skills. And then volunteer for technology related work. That's something, a lot of opportunities available. But also cybersecurity professional groups are everywhere. So you need to associate with member forums like Association of Muslim Professional Forum. It's something where we can connect as a professional. Same way, there are a lot of forums for cybersecurity. So connect with them. They will keep updating what is happening in the industry. So that's something, a roadmap which anybody can follow. So there are 3 simple steps. Take undergraduate degree, get into certification, make sure you are experienced, then start applying for a job. Are a simple 3 steps which you need to follow. Excuse me. So I took one sample. There are so many job opportunity, but if someone says, I want to become information security analyst, sir, what I have to do? I am coaching as a mentor in cybersecurity. I'm coaching a lot of students. I have a 1-year program where I take them from point A every month. You start learning new things. In a 12-month program, they become a cybersecurity professor. So if you have to start your career in cybersecurity, it's a simple thing for one particular career. So choose a cybersecurity career path which you are good at it. Attend a boot camp or degree program or mentorship program, and then refine your technical skills. Make sure that you know each and every element of cybersecurity, different terminology, what is virus, worms, what is advanced threat protection, what is sandbox, what is AI in cybersecurity, what is SOC, what is threat intelligence. Then you build your technical resume, start the search job, and prepare for technical interviews. And if someone is interested, we are doing a mentorship program. We are doing exactly the same thing. Trying to help people how they can build, over a period of time to get into job opportunities. I gave some simple example of cyber career roadmap. Okay, what are the different options available? This is something again interesting. Okay, I want to start. Yes, I know the roadmap, but what are the different options available in cybersecurity? Career options. So you can start from entry level. Cybersecurity is not just something like I joined, then I will be always like that. No, as a fresher, you can join in entry level. Then after like few years of experience, 2, 3 years, 4 years experience, you can get into mid level. Maybe after 5 to 10 years of experience, even you can get into senior management level. So we talk about security administrator or security specialist or vulnerability assessor, something like an entry level job. Maybe I'll help you how to get it with the different certification available. Then once you have experience for 2, 3 years, then you can go to the next level, mid level. At the same time, you can also have your certification, professional level certifications like incident response, security auditor. And at the end of the day, maybe 10 years, 15 years, you could go to the top level, which is something like Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, like CEO, CTO, CFO. Now, every company has now CSO, Chief Information Security Officers. They are paid a top paid job right now. They are getting like 40 to 50 lakhs per annum in India. That's something, a range you are looking for. As a 10 years of experience, that's what you will land into job. Our security director and security manager. So this is the career options you have. I'm going to talk about a simple one vendor, which is EC Council. I'm associated with EC Council. I'm part of accredited training partner for EC Council. We do ethical hacking courses for them. So I know that what as a person, what are the different level you can start. If you want to become like some simple security level, you can become. There are courses for security just to know about that. If you want to make sure you want to network defender, there is a course for C&D. If you want to attack, there's something called a certificate ethical hacker. You want to specialize in forensic investigation like cyber criminal or something like police officer, where cyber crime police, where they come and do investigation. There is a specialization for cyber, forensic investigator. And if you want to make sure the companies are protected by against attack, so you can become a penetrated tester. Means you will be authorized to run certain tests, so that you will tell at the end of the test, your company is vulnerable for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack. It's like going and doing a health check, medical check every 3 months. All right. So you go and volunteer and give your blood report, pressure, everything. It's painful, but at the end of the day, you want to give so that the doctors, can analyze and tell you these are the problem you have. You have high cholesterol, you have high sugar, you have a low BP. How they can do if we don't do the testing? Health checkup. Same way, the penetration testers, they go and attack a company and tell that your company is vulnerable for all this. Please make sure you close all the doors. Yeah, reduce your cholesterol, reduce your sugar, how to maintain your BP. This is what the penetration testing is going to have. Something which is something like I say, I consider as like a life-saving job where you go and help the companies, help the organization to make sure they are protected from attack. And the final ones, if you want to lead, you have something like CISO, right? So this is all about that. So career option is what? Define. We call where I want to define my company, certified network defender. You make sure that whatever you do in your organization, you make sure all the policies are applied. Then attack, where you want to attack it and make why I'm doing attack, to make sure that you can protect the company. It's not because I love to attack. No, I am ethical hacker, means I am authorized to hack so that I can protect my company against someone as a cyber criminal. Then specialization, I told about auditors and forensic investigators and lead different. This is one part. Is like this, we have so many other professors, vendors offering. Like I'm also certified information security manager. So they have different level of certification. I'm also certified Cisco certified internet expert. So they have different level of certification. I'm also network certified expert, an architect level 7 in Fortinet. So they have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 7, till level 8. So every vendor has a different platform. So if you get into one of the vendor, then you will be able to get along. So now let us come to another important subject. Sir, somebody might ask, sir, how do I want to know this job profile? What is the skills required? Am I right? This is a doubt many of you might be having. There are two very important sites, which is called cyberseek.org pathway, career pathway, which talks about in entry level, what is the role, what you should know, networking, software development. If I'm going into software development, even there is a role for cybersecurity people. Cybersecurity, software, you need to have software development skills. Like you need to know Python, you need to know about coding. Like if you want to become cybercrime analyst. Okay. And also system engineering, financial and risk analysis. If you are working in a bank, if you want to advise the bank that how you should protect, financial system, then there is also a role. Security intelligence, you work under the government intelligence force. This is a role. Entry level is called, technicians, investigator, responder, IT auditor. Based on the role, you have a different name for the role. So this is entry level. If you go to mid level, what is that? If you go to advanced level, they call it as a manager. They call you as a manager or engineer or architect. So this is how you can easily do that with the cyber pathway. Let me show you. And also, there is another important site which talk about IT, cybersecurity, cyber effect, intelligence, and what are the different roles and what skills they are looking at. If you want to empower your workforce for cybersecurity, what are the skills they need and what are the training they should go through. It will help most of the HR manager or the IT companies know how to upskill their employees. Or if you're coming out of college, if you want to get into any of the job, what kind of skills I should have, so that when you apply for a job, the company will be able to give you. Okay. Let me just quickly share that two websites. Are you able to see my screen? Yeah. So just log into the site. This is very important and also interactive. You will definitely love that. So cyberseek.org, you go, so it's talking about many opportunity for workers to start and advance their career. Even I'm a fresher or a person who is experienced in 10 years in different industry, in mechanical, civil, but I want to switch over to IT or cybersecurity, they guide you how to do it. So if we talk about cybersecurity specialist, once you finish, what is your job opening available? What is the average salary? So if you click on that, they talk about the openings. And once you start this career, what the mid-level career you can start. So you talk about incident responder, same way IT auditor. And when you go to the mid-level, what you can do in the advanced level. So it's like interactive map and what is the average salary you get in the industry. Do you like that? is something which help you to really understand how things are, how the career, you can build a career, and what are the different requirement and openings available and salary. And another important thing is about cyber career pathway tool from National Initiative for Cyber Security Career and Studies. So nice framework is called National Initiative for Cyber Security Education. So if anyone want to get into cybersecurity education, they tell you this is what the skill you should have. So if we are telling about IT or cybersecurity, cyber effect, so I'm coming and saying that I want to be an IT, you are a database administrator, you are a software developer. Still, you need to have a software security assessor, or you need to have information security developer. These are the job you can go into. Okay, so I can click here, it will tell you what are the different things. It's an amazing site. Also you can compare. See here, if you are a software developer, you can get into that, right? So if you are information security, what is required as a role? What is the detail, overlap, the task they are looking at, what you are supposed to do every day. Capabilities, what are the capabilities? Are key performance, indicators, are key performance assignments, and common relationship, what is between you and others. So it's a very good, tool to assess you, or if you want to start your career. Clear selection. So if you're saying that no, I'm not, and I'm part of, for example, I'm part of a system developer or knowledge manager. I'm a research and development specialist. So what I can do, you can do something like you click and it will show you. You can get into research and development. You do system requirement planner. You can do vulnerability assessment, IT investment, IT program. So you click and tell about what are the tasks you'll be doing. So it's a very interactive site developed by US government, and you can also go and check what are the job opportunities available, what is the salary range they are giving. So something very interactive and informative. The site, please try to use it. It is very clear, and there are so many guides. There is almost 150 or 200 pages of document which shows different roles, different skills required for cybersecurity. So please make use of this very beautiful site. I recommend every one of you to make use of this site. Okay, so let us get into the presentation again. I'll switch over to my presentation. Okay, so please make use of that. Same way in India also, you can go and do analysis. You will find a lot of information about cybersecurity path, how you can prepare yourself. So we are in almost another 10 minutes. I will wind up my presentation. So what are the skills required to be a cybersecurity engineer? We talked about certification, we talked about your career, your college degree. But now I'm going to talk about what are the skills other than being a graduate or other than being cybersecurity engineer or certified engineer. I'm talking about skills that matters. Other than I can call it as a non-IT skills. All right. So what are the skills required if you have to be successfully placed, and work in cybersecurity? Not only cybersecurity, for in fact, this I believe any industry would definitely require that. So let us look into that. So as part of 2020 IT and security talent pipeline study, the company have launched a survey, non-technical competencies. I'm not talking about technical, please understand. It's about technical, I'm talking about non-technical competencies from the I'm told National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education, cybersecurity workforce framework. What are the critical to success as an IT or security role? They did a survey, and this is the result. They did, first of all, you need to have a oral and written communication skills. That is something which is very important. Right? And also, you need to have something called risk management and ethics. Risk management and ethics and interpersonal skills, something very important when you are working as a team. And also problem solving skills and critical thinking. So if you go into any of the MNCs in India, before they try to judge your technical skills, they first of all do aptitude test. They make sure how you are good at it. Then they give you a group discussion or a written exam, or they ask you to write about a particular subject. So all these tests are making sure that you are having enough skills, not as a technical or interpersonal skill. When you get into a job, you are able to manage your job as an individual. You are able to communicate. You are able to manage pressure, and you are able to also communicate and work in a team. That's something. There's some of the competence they are looking at: problem solving, critical thinking. So when they are hiring people, most of the successful people, they are looking at the problem solving is something very important as a technical person, because that's something, because every now and then you will be put into problems you need to solve. That means problem solving skill is something valued as high. Then risk management, critical thinking, risk management, oral, and so you can just go and understand how important for you to have all these skills in addition to technical skills. Even they are talking about process control, teaching others, mathematical reasoning. So math plays a major role in most of the jobs. Even if you have to become a AI engineer, you need to know about statistics, right? Contracting and negotiation. Even they are talking about that. So let us understand, other than cybersecurity skill, what other skills? I hope it makes sense, because don't think that I'm a CCIE, I am a ethical hacker, Infosys and Wipro and TCS and HCL to hire me. No, they look at as a workforce, how good you are in your communication, how good you are in your critical thinking capabilities, problem solving, risk management, working in a team. That is something which is valued as an employee. You become really helping the company to grow, because they can take an employee and train technical skills, but the other skills which you talk about, life skills, are something which is very important to have. So make sure that when you are applying for a job, you have that. So companies hiring cybersecurity engineer, what they are looking at? The good news is, are they looking at experience? As I'm talking about the people who are recruiting, they're saying that 58% of successful organizations regularly consider inexperienced candidates for open roles, compared to just 40% of organizations that struggle. This is something which is new for everyone. Some people, I'm an experienced person, I want to get into it. They will prefer, but they are for the new open roles. I'm talking about not experienced person, job role for entry level freshers. When they want to recruit, they look for freshers rather than people who have 10 years experience. I'm applying for entry level. No, they prefer even freshers for inexperienced candidate, because they know that they can train, they can upskill, they can make sure that he fits into the job. So if you are a fresher, be happy. Have all the skills and you apply, and don't put that I'm 10 years experience, 5 years experience. You tell I'm a fresher in the cybersecurity, you will be getting it. So this is the statistics we are getting it. And also degree and certification as indicator of success. Many of the successful hiring roles, they're saying, not important and semi-important, 29%. Mid-level is, I'm talking about entry level. So if you're getting into entry-level job, your cybersecurity certification doesn't matter. You know the knowledge, it's okay, get into that. Don't think that I have to become a lot of certificate if you want to enter into entry level. It's important. Maybe only 29% people are considering. 45% saying fairly important. That means 70% of them, they don't think that you need to have a certificate, but 30% consider. So it's up to you. If you have money, if you are having time, do that. But if not, don't worry about it. But mid level, they are looking at 59%, and top level, they are looking like 72%. So this is something as statistics. So degree and certification, is it considered as a matter of indicator of success? They also polled, something entry level person is 45%, 30%. These are all the level they are trying to give you. And also, what is the main factor they are using? Project help organization identify technical aptitude. Those days are gone when people try to take you because of recommendation or because you have the degree from IIT or you have a certificate from Cisco and Microsoft. But now, even all these things with that, you get to the company, they try to give you projects. They say you are, for next 6 months, you are in probation period. We want to make sure that you are able to, perform well in your project, how you are behaving, how you are performing. Based on that, we will be able to make sure you will become permanent employer, you will be confirmed for the job role. What does it mean? They are looking for more of, you are putting hands-on experience. So if you practice cybersecurity, maybe do some cyber attack, try to learn how to program coding, how to configure a firewall, how to do a penetration testing. You have to put your hand, because make your hand dirty. You need to put a lot of experience, practical experience. Labs are available in virtual labs in cloud, so practicing. So that's what they're going to test it. Even though all the things, as a fresher you're looking for, make sure you have this capability of executing a project. So as a conclusion, I'm almost concluding my talk. The data from 2020 IT and security talent pipeline surveys, they say no organization is immune from cybersecurity skill gap. Every organization have a problem with cybersecurity skills. That's a big opportunity for you if you are going to get into cybersecurity, if you are planning to switch over to cybersecurity. And also they have a big problem in hiring right skills because there are very few in the market. And once you are cybersecurity, they are the least people who have been fired during the last 6 months or 1 year, because pandemic situation mandated to have cybersecurity engineers in the company. So how hiring manager at organization improve recruiting outcomes, however, now it's insightful. So they rely on less on HR for recruiting and screening candidate, and rather they actively recruit talent at industry events or conference or LinkedIn. So they go to the events, they find this guy is presenting, he is giving a project, let us hire. They consider more indicator of success in the hiring process, such as cultural fit and performance during a hands-on and technical project. So working in India, you need to know the culture, organization culture, your performance. While they still value previous experience in a similar role, they are more likely to hire inexperienced candidate and invest in employee technical skill development. That's something which allow me. That's why they are expecting. I saw last week news. There's almost, they said 3 million job recession is going. People are going to be fired. 3 million IT jobs. IT people are going to be fired from companies in the next 1 year. 2 or 3 million. I don't remember. You can search it. Even Infosys, Wipro, all of them, because they are going into RPA, robotic process automations. One of the jobs they can't fire is cybersecurity. Even for robotic process, you need cybersecurity. While they are hiring the freshers, they are eliminating the middle level and top level because they want to cut down the cost. So there is more opportunity for inexperienced candidates with the knowledge, with that right attitude than an experienced person. That is, I'm sorry to say, but that is the market, how the market works. But at the same time, demand job like cybersecurity is always in demand. If you're a professional, mid-level, high level, it's always demand. So that's something which I want to end with the positive note. There are a lot of opportunities. You are a fresher or mid-level, high level, cybersecurity is always evergreen. So what as an individual, what I'm here to give, I have been training for the last 15 years across the globe. I have created not someone like say engineer, but hundreds of cybersecurity professionals. Some of my students are working in a director level, CTO level or CFO level in Australia, US, in Middle East and India in a very big position because I've been mentoring and coaching them. And even recently, I've resigned my job. I started this as my full-time focus because I want to create 1 million cybersecurity professionals in the next 1 decade. That is my passion. That's why my first batch, there are more than 50 plus students from 10 countries have joined. So if you're interested for any kind of mentorship, guidance, feel free to visit my site, ibcybersecuritymentor.com. You can join there and learn. Even recently, I've started a 5-day cyber hero program for students from 8th standard to 12th standard. So with that, they know what is hacking. They learn that using a game. I am giving a game, how the attack happens, how to protect. They play on a virtual environment. That's something which makes them very fun, and gamification of cybersecurity. So I request all of you to visit that site, and I'm very happy to support you, help you, and I'm very happy to associate with AMP. There is a mentor.com. I think recently I've been receiving that message. I would like to be part of that mentorship through AMP. Whatever skills I have, I would like to share to the entire fraternity of Association of Muslim Professionals. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunities. I hope that this presentation was insightful and helpful. And please don't hesitate to contact me for any security related information. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah khair, Dr. Ibrahim sir. That was a very enlightening picture. You gave us a very good picture of the current scenario and expected path forward in cybersecurity. Dr. Ibrahim touched on Industry 4.0 and the enabling role that cybersecurity is going to play in Industry 4.0. And he also painted a picture of the global and Indian cybersecurity market. And for all those who have been asking tens of questions, I think most of the questions have been answered when the speaker gave you a roadmap to a career in cybersecurity. He spoke specifically about certifications, the functions and roles that you play, even the very important part which you are always thinking of, the expected salary that you can make, the soft skills and the other skills that are required for you. And he also gave you a practical approach by giving you the websites where you can find these kinds of jobs and what kind of roles you can play. So I am looking at the questions now, and I think it's going to be a short one, although the number of questions is almost 50. Let me start with the first question. This one you have touched upon, sir, but if you want, you can add on to it, because I'm asking this question because many of our listeners have this similar experience question. I'm having experience as a software test engineer and recently completed my master's on cybersecurity from Australia. My question is, with no prior experience in cybersecurity and with only academic experience, how can I land a job in cybersecurity?
Okay, great. I can definitely help you to give you a roadmap on if you are a software developer, a software tester, and how you can switch over to cybersecurity, or even you can build in cybersecurity part of your testing job. There are so many opportunities, or there are so many tools available, especially when you want to protect application wise. For example, we call it as application security, or we call it as web security. If you go and search in Google, WAF, web application firewall or web application security is something which is very predominantly used nowadays in all the cloud architecture. So when you don't have even cybersecurity experience, it's fine, but you have academic experience, that itself something which is going to make a lot of value. Then what you need to do, you need to go and do some certain certifications or certain learning from OWASP, open source. They have like 10 different application testing process, and so you can go and understand how it functions. I can share you the link which is related to OWASP. So you can do that, something which is related to application security, related to test engineering, because that's what you are doing all these years, right, as a software tester. That will be more befitting for you to have your career in that area as application security tester. And also right now, the bug bounties, people are going and attacking and testing the application and telling this is the vulnerability available. So as a tester, if you also learn cybersecurity testing tools, what you can do, and you can tell that these are the problem with the software code. You can reveal that code, and even Google Microsoft, Facebook, they reward if you find that. So I recommend you to get into that, and I hope you'll be able to get a good job. I hope I answered your question, Abdul Razak Razik Fakir.
I think we can take the next 4 questions together because they are all on certification.
Yeah.
The first 2 students have asked on specific certifications, CEH certificate, and Atifa Sayed has asked on ISACA and EC Council certificate. And Saqib Ahmad is talking about without a college degree, how can he get a job in cybersecurity?
Great. Thanks, Abdul Razik. I think it answered very good. Um, so there are different vendors across the globe who are focusing on cybersecurity. The best way to teach cybersecurity for anyone, I start from Microsoft, because that's something everybody is using. Am I right? If I ask you what operating system you are using, everybody will tell I'm using, Windows 10. If you're working in a company, that's something which is a must, right? I teach students, go and start your Windows Defender. Windows Defender, which there is a firewall, which gives you all the facility to learn about cybersecurity. So we talk about this is something I'm just showing it here, Windows Defender, and it talk about your security, what is Windows security, virus, internet security against malware, user access control. So this is something which you can learn by simply getting into your laptop or your PC. Let's start with. So every vendor has its own security certification. That's what I want to mean. I'm not talking about CEH or anyone. Any vendor for that matter, they have their own certification. Microsoft has its own, Azure, security certification. You can go, they call it Ninja. It is even available free. Probably I would like to share it with AM team. They can send to all the participants. What are the lot of free certification available without paying any penny, any dollar, any single rupees? You can get that from well leading cybersecurity vendors. That's something which, as a takeaway, I want to give it to the participant today. Okay. So CEH, let me come back to your question. CEH is from EC Council, right? Same way, ISACA is again a world-renowned body which provides certification in auditing, SISM, CISP. So many certifications available in the industry. So there are central body who have authority to give that your knowledge in cybersecurity is meeting the industry standard. So CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker, is from EC Council. That's why I showed you the entire map. Am I right? Same way, if you go to ISACA website, they have so many certifications. So every vendor has a certification program. I hope this answered most of your questions. So you can start as a basic, intermediate, advanced based on your experience. You start something, then you build your career. Even including Microsoft, Cisco, they have cybersecurity, Palo Alto, Fortinet, even application, Azure, they have that. Amazon, they have their cybersecurity. So go and search in Google, you will find this career map. And someone asked the question, sir, as a fresher, without certification, can I get into job? This is a question asked by someone. I'm telling you, as a fresher, just learn the cybersecurity terminologies. What is hacking? What is worm? What is advanced reproduction? There is a video from my site. I can share it again. There is a free video in my website where you can come and learn all those concepts as free of cost. I started with ARM team where you can go and learn those. And after that, you can, once you are confident, you have these other skills I talked about, like critical thinking, attitude, aptitude, those skills are very important and the company is looking at. So go and attend that. They will be mainly asking the basic question about how do you defend your PC or mobile? What is the cyber attack? There is an incident where you have been having a lot of attacks. What is the first thing you will do? That's some of the questions the interviewer asked. You can go and Google that what are the common questions asked for a cybersecurity freshers. You will find hundreds of questions. All right, doesn't require somebody to teach you. Google is there. Google has everything what you're looking for. Right? Spend some time, focus. That is why I said the focus is very important. What I want to become. Create a roadmap, as I showed in my presentation. Have that end in your mind. start developing one by one. It's not going to have overnight. People think that I want to finish my college, within 1 month I have to get into job. Why are hurry? Take 6 months. Prepare yourself someone who is intelligent enough to answer that interviewer. So at one shot, you will get into high profile job. There are cybersecurity job. The basic salary is around 4 to 5 lakhs per annum in India. I'm talking about basic salary. What is required? BS in IT, BE, even if you are a BBA student with cybersecurity knowledge, you can apply. There's no harm. If you are able to demonstrate your skill, that is what they are looking at. So that's something which I want to encourage everyone. Don't think that I'm a fresher. Don't think that I'm not coming from IT. Don't think that I don't have an IT certification, a security certification, because my father cannot, give me that money to do CH course, which is costing of 30,000 rupees. Don't worry about that. Have the confidence, learn. There are $5 course, 300 rupees in our website, IT expert training. In 400 rupees, we give you 10 cybersecurity courses. Can you imagine? 400 rupees, 499 rupees. That is almost 40 hours of recorded content. Because we want to enable that. So you need to go and search such kind of website. I'm not talking about an IT expert training. You will be finding in Udemy, Coursera. Go and search. And please have that, quest to search for knowledge. Then definitely you will be able to get a job. That's I want to summarize for all those people who are looking for a job, not only in cybersecurity, any field. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Muhammad Sharif, who is in the 12th standard now, he has this question. I am not familiar with computers, sir. Should I take CSE branch with cybersecurity specialization?
As I said, you don't have to have a cybersecurity knowledge if you want to get into a degree in cybersecurity, because they will start from foundation. They will talk about what is computer, what is software, what is cloud. They will teach you each and everything. The roadmap for cybersecurity courses in degree is built based on that. So you can very well take a course. If you look at, I'm talking about countries like Malaysia, UK, and US, and Australia. They many a time after 10th they don't have like 11th and 12th, they have like a foundation course. So after 10th grade, or A level, O level, we call it, the 10th grade, they get into foundation course for the college degree. If you want to get into cybersecurity, don't waste 2 years studying, multiple things in mathematics and so on, or biology, zoology. No, you get into from 11th and 12th, you prepare yourself for the degree. That's called foundation course. But unfortunately, I think that may happen in India also, but that's how the other countries, the education system works. So if you're in 12th grade, if you want to get into cybersecurity as your degree, feel free, get into it. As I said, you need to have cybersecurity, you need to have some kind of interest, attitude, and some mathematical knowledge, some kind of science knowledge. All is good. Statistics is something which will be definitely helping you.
Another listener wants to know if programming is mandatory, and somebody is interested about bug bounty, which you already spoke about, but if you want to add to it.
Okay. This programming is important. I am a cybersecurity expert in the field for the last 20 years. I've been consulting for oil companies, banks, and IT sectors, telecoms. Unfortunately, I do not know programming. That's how I want to answer you. Is it required? I have been a cybersecurity expert. I do not know programming. Okay. So it is not mandatory, but if you know that, it's going to help. But now I'm also learning programming, at least the Python, because now the world is changing. So you need to learn the basics of programming, like Python, because if you get into that. So there is one area like application testing or bug bounty. If you are going to get into it, definitely you need that skill of programming, coding, right, on Python and other things. So that's, to sum up, it's based on the job profiling you are going to. If you are going to become auditor, I don't need to know programming. If you're going to become a firewall or security administrator, you don't need to have programming. But right now, what is happening, even in IT, even a network administrator have been asked to learn Python and JSON and so many XML files, because everything is getting automated. So now we are learning, I'm learning. So same way, it's good to start with some basic knowledge of programming, It's always going to help, not only in IT, I'm talking about IoT, robotics, whatever field, Industry 4.0, programming is going to play a foundational role. So make sure that you learn some of that. That's something which I want to give as an advice.
How does cybersecurity impact me as a remote user apart from having a secure connection?
Sorry, can you come again? Sorry for that.
How does cybersecurity impact me as a remote user apart from having a secure connection?
Okay, if you have already a VPN, then you are connecting to your, office and trying to access your, information in your office, and it's as if you are sitting inside your, corporate environment and trying to access your servers and applications. But let me tell you something. If you have not enabled split tunneling, there's a concept called split tunneling in VPN. Most of the time they make it off. What happens when you are accessing your office? At the same time, if you are also browsing internet from your private connection, let us say you are browsing Amazon, and is not going through your office. The office is blocking your Amazon, but you are using your personal internet to browse Amazon. So what is happening? You are browsing Amazon or any other site in your laptop. At the same time, you are having connectivity to your office using a VPN. So what could happen? Anyone who hack into your PC can also, using the VPN, hack your servers in the office. That's why nowadays offices turn off the split tunneling. They don't enable you. When you are connected to the office, you cannot browse, Amazon or something like this. Even if you have to browse, you will go through the company, you will go through the firewall and browse that. That's something which I want to give as a tip. Second thing, make sure your laptop. I always says, make sure you don't use your personal work in your office laptop. I highly discourage, because when you do something personal, you browse, you go to Facebook, without your knowledge, there could be some virus and malware getting into your laptop. And if you use the same thing for your office, you are creating an issue. Believe me, it's not that you are just transferring. The company security operation center can detect it is coming from you, and they will put you into quarantine, and even they can fire you why you violated the company policy. So you should have the work ethics and compliance policies and rules and regulations are very important if you are using that for your purpose, remote office purpose. I think that's some of the tips I just want to share with you. There are many things I can talk, but this is something which I want to share with you. Hope it answered your question.
Okay, Hazik Salim is looking for a ethical hacker job, but he can't find any on LinkedIn.
So they will not say ethical hacking job. They rather they will say, a security analyst or security engineer or security consultant. Because once you become an ethical hacker, the company prefers you along with other certifications that you are going to help or become an asset for the company to find out vulnerabilities. Okay, so there will be some jobs available, but at the end of the day, what I want to tell you, you can also do research CEH related jobs. Don't search CEH as a job, related jobs. If I do CEH, what are the job opportunities you can search? And I also want to share, somebody asked about OWSP. Am I right, Brother Syed? So this is the site you can go, OWSP. So it's an open source, open web application security project. It's a non-profit foundation. Can you see my screen, all of you? Are you able to see that?
Yes, so we can see.
Yes, we can.
So they help you to get tools and resources, community networking, and there's also certifications, right? So this is where you do bug bounties, do attack on the applications. You can do that. Application security is something is highly demanding job, and there are a lot of opportunity because everybody is getting into internet. They are doing e-commerce and putting online. So AppSec is becoming very, very powerful, right? So it's a non-profit organization. That means you have a lot of opportunities to get into their top dependency. There are also chapters across the globe. You can do that, and you can also get their certifications. So someone want to do that, please get into that owasp.org, and there are a lot of free material you can learn, and also you can get their certifications. Is that clear? I hope I also covered that point with your application security.
Muhammad Dalvi wants to know if penetration testing skill is a requirement in cybersecurity.
No, it's not a requirement in cybersecurity. If you want to become, like as I said, a police officer, if you go to, if you're going to join as a in a police academy, in a, what are the police fraternity, there are people who are working as a constable. There are people who are working in crime branch. There are people who are working against narcotics. There are people working as a cyber crime. So everybody has a different role. Am I right? So doesn't mean that I need to know about narcotics. About knowing about the drugs and everything. If I have to become a police officer, no. So it's a one branch of cybersecurity where if you know the penetration testing, you can go and work.
Okay. The questions are never ending, so we will go through them pretty quickly now. How much mathematics is needed for cybersecurity?
And minimum knowledge is required because most of the calculations, everything is required. But you're not going to use the formula, by the way. We're not going to talk about algebra. Mathematics makes you think, am I right? It gives you that analytic brain. It's not about you start thinking equation, calculation. So when you're working as a cybersecurity engineer, there is an attack. You need to do permutation, computation. You need to have that probability skill. What is the probability of getting attacked, getting exposed? That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be that you have to score 100 in mathematics or you have to have BS in mathematics. No.
Here's a question. Control systems in oil and gas and other facilities are not connected to outside network. Still, cyber attack can happen. Is that true?
Yes, that's why we call it as SCADA security. I have a chapter, I'm teaching people on SCADA security and IoT security and also hospital information security. The cyber security, previously we think as one job or one technology or one area, but I feel cyber security is something, if it's going to be there is a new war which is going to happen, it's going to be cyber attack, right? If you go and search in Google now, 2 months back there was an attack, or last 6 months we go and say attack in Bombay in power grid and cyber attack. So the entire power grid was cancelled. While I'm talking, please do a Google search, you will find power grid attack. So you can ask power grid what has to do with the internet? How come it has been attacked? So everywhere they're using Internet of Things, or their SCADA system is using computers at the end of the day. They're using programs to control. So if I can install a malicious software inside, the entire SCADA system can malfunction. Instead of opening a wall, I can close the wall. I have another video where I shared the entire hydraulic power plant, it was blasted because the cyber criminal get inside the SCADA system. They made the wall instead of open, close. It has become pressurized and the entire plant was blasted. I'm talking about that. And also, it was happening in Russia or some other country. Entire power grid was down for 2 days because of cyber attack. Oil and gas, what would happen? It could cost a lot of, not only money, lives. It can sabotage the entire, infrastructure of the country. That's a danger of cyber attacks. When you talk about smart system and smart cities, imagine if anyone come and control what is happening in my home. I'm very happy to say I have a smart home. But what if someone can attack my refrigerator, my washing machine, my CCTV? What could happen? I can be locked in my home, the door will never open. I can be put as a like a thief inside my home, locked down. He can lock it because if it is a smart home and if it is exposed to cyber attack, that is a danger of
Okay, we have next a set of questions, all from students. One person, Abdul Adir, has finished his mechanical engineering in 2014 and is working in the mechanical industry. Salman Ansari is a fourth-year computer engineering student. Matrix 786 is a third-year computer student who is exposed to Linux and Python. and there are a lot of others. They are basically asking questions in different forms, but what they are looking for is generally advice in terms of switching careers between fields or getting themselves aligned with this field. So can you shed some light on that?
Okay, that's a very good question. What's happened right now, whatever field you are, whatever you study, it could be mechanical, civil, or any other field. You know what's happening in the entire industry? Civil jobs are getting declined, mechanical jobs are declining because industries are closed. There are many people are getting fired. Unless you are already having a skill, then it's very difficult to get. That's what right now because of the COVID is happening. Maybe it will improve after a certain period of time. But right now, because of pandemic, there are more opportunities for people who are having a programming skills like full stack developer, coding skills. That's something which are looking, and then mobile app development because every business they want to become, as an app. Even if you want to say, sing a song, they are putting as an app, right? Or if you want to have a cooking class, it is online. So mobile app is something which is very demanding and becoming very popular. Like React Native and Flutter and something which is making everybody making a lot of millions and fortunes for those who knows those technologies. Another thing is about artificial intelligence, IoT, right? Robotic process automation, which is going to change the entire industry. Talking about, and then you also having something related to cybersecurity because which is cybersecurity, as I said, is going to be enabler for all the industry. Drone industry. You are a mechanical engineer. See anything related to robotics, drone, IoT. If you have mechatronics, mechanical and electronics, you can get into that. If you are good for all those fields. I always says if you're electronics, you can happily get into most of the field available. All right. And also if you're mechanical, just learn electronics. We have courses on Python and IoT in our site, itexperttraining.com. I will share it in the group. You can go and learn Python and IoT also is there available. So these are all the course like you learn for 5 hours, 6 hours, then you upskill from mechanical as an engineer. You will know how electronics is going to play for IoT. If you're an electronic engineer, you know that IoT you can learn. It's a foundation course. It's like 400 rupees, nothing, it's like 400 rupees, like 10 hours courses. You can build, you can give a different perspective about IoT, robotics, and drones, etc. So try to switch over if you're a mechanic, not to get into programmers, maybe get into robotics, get into IoT. That is something which will make you happy because in robotics, you need mechanical knowledge, electrical knowledge, electronics knowledge. Okay, and same thing with IoT. You will be developing some kind of things. So that's what I would like to suggest you. Don't get into completely IT. Make use of what you studied in the last 4 years because it's not going to be wasted. And look for Industry 4.0, search that in the internet and list out all of them and fit your degree, your caliber into any of them. Okay, because that's why I said industry automation, smart factories, nothing but civil, mechanical, electronic, electrical, all of them in smart factories. But you need to have that additional IT knowledge. I hope that clarifies your questions.
Okay, there's two people who have asked questions which are in two opposite directions.
Okay.
An anonymous attendee wants to know whether he can get a job in cybersecurity solely with certification and no degree, while Nahida Tasneem wants you to shed some light on doing research and getting a PhD in cybersecurity.
Okay. Let me answer the question from what's her name? Naida, right? Sorry.
Nahida Tasneem, yeah.
Okay. That's something really I appreciate and I encourage. And I'm very happy that someone asked this question because everybody wants to get into a job. Everybody wants to get into something. But rather, I would always recommend us as a Muslim professional, especially AMP is creating an opportunity. We should always look for higher. Get into doctorate, get into expert level. That's when you get into that, then you have a higher visibility. Not only job, you will be able to create more jobs. Right? So I really appreciate the sister who has asked this question, and I'm very happy that you asked. I highly recommend anybody ask me, I said, get into that. If your parents are going to support, never leave that dream of getting into a PhD in cybersecurity or any field for that matter. Get into doctorate, because that's something which is looked upon. You will come up with new product. You will help. For example, you can create a cybersecurity product which could help people against an attack. You could save lives. What if tomorrow, after 5 years, your names comes in a newspaper, so and so has developed a program which has helped hundreds of people protecting their life. Your name comes in the big picture. Like what we are seeing in COVID, doctors' names comes very and now and then in the newspapers and news, saying that they are doing a tremendous job. So I want to see your name coming, inshallah, in the coming days, that you are helping the people, you are developing some kind of product. So please continue the research and development, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help you. And definitely whatever help from my side, I have people who are PhD in computer science, PhD in cybersecurity. Definitely I'll be able to connect you. I'll be able to, I'm very happy to help you.
What about the anonymous attendee who wants a job in cybersecurity purely on certification but no degree?
Yeah, sir, purely on cyber certification without degree, am I right?
Without degree, correct.
Good question. Even if you are 10th grade student, if you have a knowledge on cybersecurity, you will get a job. People may ask you, how the industry will get. You can create job. I have a student. I'll tell you, I shared in my Cyber Hero program for students, for the school students. There's a guy who is in 6th standard. He is giving talk, TED talk, am I right? In TED, am I right? The most technical talk watched all over the globe. And he has been called upon universities. And for his skill, they have given PhD, honorary doctorate in cybersecurity. He is only 6th or 8th grade. And he is going and teaching in Harvard University. Can you believe that? So what does it mean? If you have a skill, your education doesn't matter. People who are dropped out are the CEOs of big companies. Talk about, start from Apple, start from big companies. So I'm not discouraging not to study, but I'm saying if you don't have a study, nothing to worry, but have the skills, have that passion to learn something. You got the point? So if you are dropped out from college, or you're not having a degree in cybersecurity, but you learn, there is so much things to. Google is a teacher now. Google is a university, right? Go and learn, build your career. If you have a 12th grade, you can write even exam in Google. Google Cloud Certified, Google Architect. Go and do that. Who's stopping that? There are special programs for school students. Do that. You don't have to get it. So even if you ask me shortcut, if you are intelligent enough, I tell after 12th, take that foundation course, do that 12th grade and get immediately into cybersecurity career. Don't waste your time in 3 years and 4 years in degrees. And right now the companies are looking for people who are, as I said, having skills, extra skills, analytical, aptitude, communication skill, risk management, pressure, handling pressures. So if you exhibit those skills to the recruiters, why do they look at your certificate? Why do they look at your degree? Okay, so go and search top CEOs who doesn't have degree, in their profile, and you will get an answer what I'm trying to mean. Okay,
Suhail Khan wants to know, if he studies regularly, how long will it take for him to get prepared for cybersecurity, for a career in cybersecurity?
Sorry, come again. Sorry, I missed that. If you don't mind.
No. Suhail Khan, please tell me how much time does it take for me to get prepared for a job in cybersecurity if I study regularly?
Getting into a job, if you have a proper knowledge already, it hardly takes, in my opinion, maximum 6 months. If you are already having a basic of cybersecurity. If you don't have a foundation in cybersecurity, then what I recommend to have at least a 1-year program, something to fill the gap and get into it. But if you have a knowledge, then even there is I do a program called Zero to Hero. The course name is CyberSecurity Zero to Hero. It means you come up with zero knowledge, then you become hero. And many of my students come from sales BBA from business. Those students are now cybersecurity professionals. Can you believe that? Within 3 months, that course is 3 months. I do a fast track to make sure. So it's all about your ability to give time. At the end of the day, how much time you can give if you want to get into cybersecurity. That is something which you have to do. I shared some of my sites, mentorship site to panelists. Probably they will be sharing it with you future. If you are a student, I have a program. If you have a college degree, if you are finished, so there are different programs which is available. So 3 months is the minimum if you focus. 6 months is average. But if you are low and normal, 1 year, I recommend to focus so that you can get a job.
And let's close with the difference between cybersecurity and information security.
Okay. Cybersecurity is like an umbrella, am I right? And information security is part of it. So computer security, application security, Wi-Fi security, so there are so many things, vulnerabilities, all of them comes under even IoT security. Same way, information security is part of that cyber security as an umbrella. Okay. So information security talks about how to protect your information. If you are going in an organization, they talk about policies, procedure. If a new employee joins my company, what are the precautions we should give? Your desktop should go to auto lock after 30 seconds. All right. When you are using my email, make sure there is a disclaimer. And they will tell you if you have a suspicious mail, do not click. These are all part of the information security. If you are accessing any of the office PC, you should make sure that your antivirus is updated. If you are logging through remotely, you should have a company VPN. These are the policy which they make from information security, something they make you follow and comply so that you are not. I hope that answered. I think. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for that marathon session, which by my count lasted a half an hour of question and answers. I'm not sure whether it was as tough doing your PhD Viva. I will now request Brother Kashif to close with thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank today's speaker, Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim, for delivering very much informative and knowledgeable session on cybersecurity. It was very much fruitful and enlightened session, which briefed about cybersecurity, job opportunities in the same field, and how to prepare yourself. Briefly, mashallah, I also learned many things today by attending your session, and around 60 to 70 participants, students had got benefited through today's session, mashallah. I want to thank AMP and the WebTalk team for arranging such wonderful programs on different topics on weekly basis. Weekly 2 programs we're conducting, mashallah. At the same time, I request all the participants who are attended today to be updated with us, and we are posting the upcoming webinars in WhatsApp groups to make use of the opportunities. Jazakallahu khair once again. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah khair, Kashif bhai. Let's close with a short dua. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب.
Amen.
Ya Allah, हमारे गुनाहों को माफ फरमा.
Amen.
Ya Allah, please forgive our sins. Ya Allah, show us the right way. Ya Allah, please bless the speaker and the students who have attended. Ya Allah, increase their knowledge. Ya Allah, bless their intentions. Bless them with success in their careers, and take them on the path of careers that will lead to success, that will lead to the path that you choose for them. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاك الله خير.